Hello everybody, I'm Melvin Martinez and today's feedbacks time. Before I start, I want to clarify something, and it is that feedback is not an equivalent of telling others their mistakes only. So that's why I want to start with some positive aspects that I observe in the class. The first one is that good attitude towards participation. I could observe that you were eager to participate, and that is really good. That's amazing, because in that way you will have the opportunity to learn more, to learn pronunciation, to get fluency. And I can recommend to those people who don't participate much to do it right. Try to participate more. Don't be afraid of committing mistakes, or don't be shy, right? So try to participate more. And well, the next good thing I could observe is that you have a good level of English. Even though you are learning, I could notice that most of you have fluency and that most of you have good pronunciation and good grammar structures as well. Well, next thing that I could observe is that your eagerness to continue learning. Every time that you had a doubt, that you didn't know how to perform an activity, you ask the teacher, okay teacher, how can we perform this activity, what are we going to do? You were asking questions to the teacher, and that's amazing, because in that way you will not fail in this subject. Well, let's continue with the mistakes, right? These are some mistakes that I observed in the class, and I want to start with pronunciation, right? So the first word I have is control. An example of this word is I have everything under control. And the next word is something. The pronunciation of this word is something. And if you are able, please repeat the words after I say them. And the example I have is I am hungry. Let's look for something to eat. Next word, insurance. The example is usually this is covered by the insurance of the boat. The next word is road. The example says the last town on our road is Santa Ana. And the next word is bear. Do you see that beautiful bear? Poor. There are poor people all over the world. And the last word is chance. I'm begging you, give me another chance. Another type of mistakes that I could realize about is grammar mistakes, right? There person plural in the simple present. The structure we are going to be using right now is the following. There person plural, subject plus verb, which has to be in the simple present tense, and complement. Example, rock and electronic music are good. People say that rock music is good. I want to pay attention to those verbs. In the first sentence are, and in the second sentence say. You have there rock and electronic music, which is a plural subject, And you have also people, which is a plural subject too. So that's why we use are and we use say. Try to avoid saying the following: rock and electronic music is good. You know that when you have a plural subject, then you need to modify or to conjugate the verb in a different way. So using this is not good in this situation. Then we have people says. Again, people is a plural subject, right? So we need a plural form of the verb say. So that is not correct. Then we have the definite article the. And well, when do we use the definite article the? We use it to refer to a specific or particular nouns. In other words, we use this article when we know exactly the person or the thing we are referring to. Example: I brought some food for the kids. Look at the highlighted word, the underlying word or expression, the kids. When we use the, it means that we know whose kids we are talking about. The same happens in the next sentence. The bicycle that is over there is mine. We know exactly which bicycle we are talking about. So that's why we use the article the. And then when do we not use the definite article the? And we omit it when we want to talk in a general way, not specifying the person or thing we are talking about. And examples of this are: violent video games are not recommended for kids, and bicycles are an bicycles are an excellent means of transportation. Look at the words kids and bicycles. It is not needed that we use the article da, because we don't know exactly whose kid we are talking about. We are talking in a general way, and we also don't know about which bicycles we are talking about, but we are talking again in a general way. We are talking about every bicycle in the world. Well, then another problem that I could realize about is the nominalized adjectives. A nominalized adjective is an adjective that has undergone nominalization. In other words, it is used as a noun. In the rich and the poor expressions, the adjectives rich and poor function as nouns denoting people who are rich and poor respectively. Something important to remember is that to nominalize adjectives, we write the before the adjective, and we treat the nominalized adjective as a plural noun. It means that when we have a nominalized adjective, we always are going to use the plural form of the verb. For example, the word is so unfair that the rich are few and the poor are too many. As you can see, even though rich and poor seem to be singular, we use the plural form of the verb to be, right? Of the verb to be, which is are. And this is something that you have to remember always. Then we have problems in meaning. And for example, the expression explain me and the expression explain to me. The expression explain me means describe me physically, while the expression explain to me, well, we use this expression when we want to ask for an explanation. So we better say explain to me. Example, teacher, can you explain to me what is the difference between simple past and the past continuous? And then we have problems with literal translations. I know that sometimes as non-native speakers we tend to translate some phrases or words literally from Spanish to English, right? So let's try not to do it, but let's see some examples. Instead of saying, we can say. So instead of saying fathers and mothers, we can say parents. Instead of saying I will demand you, we better say, or we can say, I will sue you. And instead of saying all the persons, we better say everyone or everybody, right? And well, I want to share a quote with you that says, to live a creative life, we must lose our fear of being wrong. It is important that you try to participate in classes, guys, because in that way you will improve and you will see it every single day. So don't be afraid of being wrong, because being wrong is part of the process of learning. Thanks for your attention.